Hi, everybody. This is Miss Carballo. I'm sorry I can't be here tonight. I am in Florida with my sister-in-law. She recently found out she had leukemia, and my husband did a bone marrow transplant, and everything has been really good. So I'm going down to kind of take care of her this week. So I'm kind of bummed that I'm not here. I love this night so that you can see that I'm not totally crazy and get to know me a little bit. I did want to do some math games and play some games around the room and get you guys moving. I'm sure sitting there for a couple hours is not cool. So let's play some, just kidding. I'm not here, so we can't do the math games and we can't have fun right now. But, oh, this is happening just in case you didn't know or you weren't ready or you don't have older ones. I will be working this year to make sure your kiddos learn some math while they're going through all these hormone things. So I love middle school, and this is happening. We'll be together. So instead of playing fun games, we're doing this. I will try to talk as quickly as I can. This is my first take. We'll see if I actually make it in 10 minutes. Let's go. All right, so I'm teaching Math 7 with Miss Beam first period, Miss Beam. Third period, Math 7. I have one honors class this year, and then my 7th period is with Mr. Riley. This is my 4th year at Robinson. I've been teaching for 21 years, 20 of those in FCPS, most of the time in middle school math. I went to college at Winthrop University in South Carolina to get my elementary education degree, but those people in elementary are angels, and I could not take it down there, and I love middle school. And then I got my master's degree from Mason and blended in online learning very conveniently right before COVID happened. I sent a very long email. This was about me, some more things. My husband and I grew up in the area. He went to Robinson. I did as well for 7th, 8th, and 9th. My kiddos are at Laurel Ridge. They are 9 and 11, Olivia and Miles. And we love this area, so we moved back into the neighborhood, and we are here. I love this community. Okay, the Math 7 curriculum basically covers these 18 topics. They will take the Math 7 SOL at the end of the year. There is still the option to take Algebra 1 next year or pre-algebra, where I would say half go to pre-algebra, half are ready for Algebra 1. They need to make A's mostly on assignments and have good study and work habits to be successful in Algebra 1. But I would say more than maybe half of my kiddos are ready for Algebra 1 next year. The honors curriculum is different, completely different. It is not just the Math 7 topics. It is a completely different curriculum that gets them really ready for algebra. They take the pre-algebra SOL at the end of the year, and then there's an option to take Algebra 1 or Algebra 1 honors next year as an 8th grader. Okay, so the grading this year is going to be made up of tests, the mastery checks is what I'm going to call them, because the word tests, I feel like, scares them just immediately. So we'll call them mastery checks and weekly reviews, and that's it. I'm going to talk about the homeworks, but those are going to be the only 2 types of grades that you'll see in the grade book this year. SIS is the grade book, not Schoology. In Schoology, I'll put when assignments are due, but not grade any assignments in there. We do use the FCPS grade scale. I'm going to show you this grade meanings chart, and it is a rolling grade book, so it's total points throughout the whole year is how we get their grade. But this is what I talk about with the kids and their grades and what they mean. And if you've been in FCPS, this is the first time your kiddos are seeing letter grades. So we talk about A's meaning that they understand, and F's just mean that they, don't understand it yet, and they need some more help, and they need to ask questions, because especially for math, you really build on the topics and the concepts. So it's not they just failed it and they're done with that topic. We really stress going back and mastering each topic we learn. So the weekly quizzes homework is assigned online in Schoology. There's a link I will assign every Wednesday morning, and it will be due the following Wednesday at midnight. So it's a weekly assignment. It's covering the material from the previous week. It gives them instant feedback. That's why I like it. One of the reasons I like this online program, it tells them whether they're right or wrong right away. So they're not at home practicing incorrectly for hours. They can do a second attempt so they can see what they did right and wrong and try to get a better grade or better score. It is a game. They are competing against others in the class. That's not really the point of it, but it makes it more fun for them. It can be completed late, or it cannot be completed late. I'm sorry. There is a deadline on it at the end of each week. But I'm not going to enter this in the grade book as a grade. I'm going to put it in as not for grading every week. So it's not going to affect their overall grade if they don't do them. It's only going to impact their test scores, their mastery checks, if they're not practicing the topic and then not doing well on the test. So we can kind of use it as a look, they're not doing well on the test, but they also didn't do the 2 homeworks that covered that same topic. So that's how I'm going to kind of work this in. I'm not telling them yet that it's not for grading. I'm going to put a couple grades in there first before we talk about that, just the maturity level with 7th graders. I don't think I want to tell them it's not graded yet, but I will. I want them to understand that it's for the practice. We'll see how that goes this year. That's new for me. The weekly reviews, they are front and back, usually 18 topics that we cover this year. It's reviewing material we've learned right now, the material in elementary school that will help them with the topics for this year. This is 18 points for each one. This is the other thing that's in the SIS grade book. And first of all, I don't want to call it homework. I want to call it classwork. Their weekly reviews should be done in class. We give them time, 10 to 15, at least 20 minutes, sometimes at the beginning of every class period. So they're only doing these for homework if they're not completing them during the time that we give them in class. I think I have an example of what one looks like. These are the topics that we're covering in order for Math 7. This is a Math 7 example. So we're covering these 18 tests are the topics we cover this year. And right now, this is all review material since we haven't learned any of these topics yet. Schoology class is organized by folders by day and topic. So the Wednesday, August 30th, and what the topic is. There's a folder for weekly reviews. There's a folder for the weekly quizzes homework links. There will be a retake folder. This is what an example looks like. These are the folders right now, the couple dates. When you go inside of a folder, it has the agenda, what we did, what we're doing that day, if your kiddos are absent, and then the links to certain assignments, things that we practiced in class, the anchor charts for their notebooks, that kind of thing. I'm worried about time. Where am I at? It won't tell me where I'm at. So I feel like I'm going to get to the end of this and be like, this is way too long and I have to start over. Anyway, retakes. They can only take retake tests like the mastery checks, the summative checks. They'll have to do some things first, watch a review video, do some review questions, check in with me before they do the retake. I'm going to let them be taken after new tests are given. It is going to be a long day of test taking, so after school is also an option. If they get a D or an F on their first attempt, they are required to do a retake. A, B, or C can retake for a better score. I keep the highest earned score. Third retakes if necessary. I'll do that student by student basis. Math 7, the tests are given by topic, usually have between 8 and 15 questions. Honors, they're big unit tests between 15 and 25 questions. They needed a folder for math and a 1-subject notebook, pencils and papers, dry erase markers, headphones, the basic stuff. Calculators, they do not need that. We are using an online Virginia-approved Desmos scientific calculator. They can use whatever they need to at home, but we are only using this Desmos in the classroom to get used to it. Okay. I don't want to hear my way and your way. We want them to learn as many ways as possible. Sometimes there are strategies or algorithms I want them to practice, but ultimately I believe that the more ways they know, the better. And I'm going to tell them that when you're helping them. I hope your kiddos enjoy math this year. I hope they understand the importance of numbers and math in their lives. I want them to do a lot of problem solving and critical thinking and collaborating with their groups. I want them to know that every person can be a math person. Some need to practice more than others. Some need a better explanation, a better teacher. But I want them to find their people inside and outside of this classroom and have fun. And this can be a really hard time for kiddos, middle school, if you can remember back to how you felt then. So try to make it as fun and easy as possible. Extra help. I will be here after school on Wednesdays for extra help once late bus starts. They need to sign up with me at some point so they know they're going to be there. There's a tutor list I can always share. There's my email and my classroom phone. Encourage them to focus, ask questions during class, complete the quizzes, homeworks, sign up for after school, and we'll be in touch if there is anything your kiddo needs more than what I'm providing for them. I hope you have a good night tonight. Sorry I couldn't be here. I will keep in touch. Thank you.